Hey everyone, my name is Myles Sexton. I am a Toronto-based content creator, as well as a sobriety, HIV, and AIDS advocate. I thought today that I could read you something that I wrote when I first became positive with HIV, and we could kind of deep dive a little bit into that. So, it weighs heavy on my heart that it took me becoming HIV positive to educate myself on the history of HIV, the accomplishments of HIV research and advocacy to date, and how much further we must go to end HIV and AIDS. Education is the most powerful tool we have to end stigma and create a positive place for all. I feel like I get so many emotions bubbling up when I read those words. I think back to that moment when I got the phone call from my doctor telling me that I was HIV positive. It also takes me a little bit back to thinking about the first time I had to go into a walk-in clinic to get an STD test and how I had all of this shame and anxiety come over me. I think there is such a gap right now, when it comes to not only stigma around HIV and AIDS, but just stigma around sexual health and the education behind sexual health and feeling empowered to embrace our sexual health. And it also makes me think about the fact that we live our lives often that we are immortal. It'll never happen to us, and I think that's quite sad because it shouldn't take myself becoming HIV positive or someone else in my life being affected by a disease for me to go out there and feel encouraged to educate myself on it. That is so bizarre to me. I also wanted to share with you another little piece of information that recently came out from an Ontario Stigma Index survey. And it said, and they shared in the survey, that 60% of the participants said that they had challenged or educated someone who was engaging in stigma or discrimination against people living with HIV or AIDS. That is so mind-blowing to me. It is 2021. And the fact that 60% of those participants revealed that, it makes me look at it the stigma that still exists so much because of the epidemic that happened in the 80s is still present now. And what's crazy though is that there's been these huge advancements in medical science. People no longer die of HIV and AIDS. I live a very normal life. Yet, when I reveal to someone about my HIV status, that I am met with discrimination and stigma. Really 60% of the time, if not more than that, which is so crazy. It's just what I don't understand is that I live a very normal life. I am undetectable. I cannot transmit it to anyone else. And it's literally been scientifically proven. Yet, someone with diabetes who has to live a much harder life than I do tells someone that they're a diabetic and they're like, let me get you this sugar-free candy. It's such a double standard, but it just comes down to education, right? People and diabetes is talked about so much more than a lot of the time with HIV and AIDS stigma because it has to do with sexual health. It still seems like it's kind of put aside. And I think a lot of that comes from our education systems, When I was learning about sexual health and STDs and STIs, it was taught in a way that was all taught with shame and fear, and that abstinence was the kind of solution to these issues. And that couldn't be further from the way that sexual health should be taught. And sexual health should be encouraged. People should feel empowered to take charge of their sexual health, not shamed for doing it. So I really wanted to create this video today in hopes that I can encourage everyone to really take charge of their sexual health and feel empowered to really look at their sexual health and to educate themselves, on everything, to find out what their status is, to feel encouraged to go get routine STI and STD checks. It is so important. And I think that I really want to encourage everyone to be the change that needs to happen in this world. I can't tell you enough that me coming out publicly about my HIV status and being an advocate for it has been one of the most life-changing experiences for me. Because me taking my sexual health and putting it into a daily practice, just like it's how I look at the foods that I eat every single day, just like how I exercise, because there really isn't a difference. These are all acts of self-love. And I hope that I can encourage all of you to put these things into practice in your daily lives. And lastly, I just wanted to take a moment of gratitude and thank you all so much for watching my video. I want you to know that my DMs are always open, and I encourage conversation around this. I want to encourage you to get out there and educate yourselves or help inspire other people to educate themselves. Because I really truly believe that together we can really end the stigma that surrounds HIV and AIDS and sexual health. I truly, truly believe that. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.